Episode 63, how we actually ended up organising an Irish golf trip. Now, we've been trying to get a trip in Ireland sorted out for about 6 months now, and we've got to tell you, we've had moderate to little success. Honestly, it's given me a bit of a headache, but you know, there are 22 out of 100 courses in Ireland, so we kind of have to get to grips with this trip. That's when I got a phone call. But before we carry on, could I ask you out there, listening or watching, to click like or subscribe or follow wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast? All the growing numbers that we get enable us to get better content, create better links, and create better opportunities like we've got at the end of this episode today. Now, back to this exciting episode. In come Josh and Jared from Irish Fairways. So, Josh, he's the man who can get you into places that they don't even pick the phone up to you on. And Jared, he's the one who called me out of absolutely nowhere because he'd been listening to the podcast. So either that's flattering, Jared, or it's a bit suspicious. Which one is it?
That's
Are you
flattering. We want
are you
to help a
stalking me?
friend. No, we want to help a friend.
I love
Avoid
it.
solving problems.
Well, look, Jared, Josh, you're from Irish Fairways. Welcome to the podcast today. And I've been talking for several weeks about the difficulties that we've been facing getting onto the golf courses in Ireland. We've had Royal County down, like the tees went up for sale, and it was a case of two, three, four phones. And James, who's been on the podcast before, rang me up and said, this is becoming a bit chaotic, all that kind of thing. I've had loads of social media messages from people saying it's pretty difficult. Like, how in 2026 is there not a better system in inverted commas? We talked in a couple of episodes ago about how me and Chris kind of like the ringing up kind of thing. It's a bit old fashioned, bit traditional, all that kind of thing. But what is it about golf in Ireland that captures the imagination so much?
Well, simple really for me, being very biased opinion on it is, golf courses are very unique here. They're built into the coastline. They're built into the landscape, and it's how golf originated. It's how it started, and we have some of the best ones on the island of Ireland and in Scotland as well. The courses are incredible, and we're a small country. For guys coming over playing, they travel 2 3 hours to play around the golf. You can base yourself in a nice location in Ireland and travel less than an hour to five different world class golf courses. So it just suits, it sets up well. The hospitality is great, and golf in Ireland is one of the best in my opinion.
I mean, what is it that you primarily your market, so to speak, would be US golfers coming over? Okay, what is it they say as soon as they first get to a authentic Irish links golf course? Like, it must be incredible to see the reaction.
Yeah, they well. Firstly, they think they can play better than what they can on the golf courses, which is brilliant. And
Don't we all?
when they Oh yeah, and then they hit their tee shot and it goes so high, nearly comes back at them into the wind, and then they learn that this is a little bit more difficult than they thought. But they're blown away by the landscape, in particular, as I mentioned that there earlier on. They're blown away by what it looks like, the dunes, the sea, the ocean. The how sort of old school it can look. The fact that the clubhouses are probably 100 years old. The golf courses, haven't really changed a lot over time, and they look spectacular. So I think that's what the big thing is for them.
Now, you've obviously played most of these golf courses that you organise the trips for, Josh. So, I mean, what does it feel like to stand on that first tee? I mean, do you still get first tee nerves?
Oh yeah, I get first, second, third, fourth nerves. Doesn't matter. I get all the nerves. But it's it's there's something that's exciting about playing golf, especially on a links golf course for me. Um, you know, I'll never get tired of playing some of the golf courses around Ireland. Personally, I played a lot of golf in America as well. Played Valderrama there a couple of weeks ago. That was brilliant. But just walking onto some of Ireland's best golf courses, I love it. There's no better feeling, especially going out with a couple of your pals, having good fun, a few bets, having a beer, whatever it may be. It's great crack. It's there's
I
nothing
mean,
but
what
comparing.
you sort of mentioned there that you've played in the States as well previously. So, what are the key differences between kind of Irish links golf and golf in America?
Firm, undulating fairways in Ireland, dunes. You could hit a ball down the middle of the fairway in Ireland, and you missed a mound by a couple of feet, and the ball scoots off into the rough. It's not about how well you hit it. It's about picking where the ball lands. In America, in the States in particular, it's fairways and greens. It's hit it high, hit it as hard as you can. Generally, you'll get it on the green with your second shot if you're not in the water, I suppose. But yeah, it's high bombs and wedges in America. In Ireland, it's way different than that. You have to pick where the ball lands. You can't necessarily hit a lob wedge. I'm not saying it's useless in links golf, but it's not as helpful as it would be in America. You've got to chip and run them up the slope, know where the ball's bouncing. You might hit a 160-yard pitching wedge or a 75-yard pitching wedge, and vice versa with a 5 iron. It can go all different distances. There's different styles, different play, different shots. So many different things can happen.
It's interesting, isn't it? I think there's that kind of. I mean, I probably played two links courses before I started doing this challenge, and I didn't really take in what that difference in golf was like. And then now you kind of go, there are a lot of shots you need to have in your armory before you go out and tackle a links course, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, and some of my American friends and our clients that we play with, I can't hit the ball high at the minute. I genuinely can't. And it looks great when I'm playing a links course because, it's going chest height for 200 yards. But you put me hitting to an uphill green, and I really struggle. Like, I nearly have to hit a chip and run from 170 yards. It goes that low because if you don't get the correct trajectory on it, it's going to bounce off. So it's so different, but it's so much more enjoyable. I really, really love the challenge of what you have to do around the links golf course.
So I mean, obviously you've got your company, Irish Fairways. I mean, maybe I'll bring Jared in here. How
Mm.
did the company come about? What's your origin story?
Oh, and myself and Josh are friends, good 10 years. Josh actually teaches my kids golf, and I've run a couple of businesses. And he's a bit younger than me. When I moved to the house, he was the 12-year-old next door. Uh, and I said, here, let's help him set up a business. He has the connections. He's a PGA pro. He said, do you know all the golf courses? Do you know the hotels? Can we make some calls? I spun up a website, and we're get bookings next week. And it's just taken off from there. And now we're coming into year 3.
Amazing. I mean, you've just been in Boston, like
Mhm.
promoting a couple of trips, but for you and you run VIP golf trips to Ireland, right? So I mean, what does that look like? What should people expect from you?
Well, with our staff now, we have a great team here. It's everything managed, bar your flight, but we're there to at every step of the way to make sure the trip is seamless. Ireland is well known for its great hospitality. We arrange the best drivers, the most the best hotel that you require. It doesn't have to be 5 star, it can be 4 star, it can be location based, it can be you might want to stay in the city. We our specialty is we give you what you want and we make sure it goes the best possible way for you. We have a lovely relationship with some nice restaurants in the country. We have obviously great relationship with the golf courses. As I said, you can't speak more highly of the drivers who take you around on a group trip.
Mm.
They make the trip. They're with you pretty much every step, as we would be, but not to their extent. They drive them from place to place. They make sure they make their tea times, and you know every time a trip finishes with us, they always speak so highly of how good the driver was, how friendly he was, how knowledgeable he was, and he did everything he could to make their trip great. So, making sure everything is streamlined for you, giving you the best possible tea times, that's our specialty, and we adhere to, making it as fun and enjoyable as possible around here, so you don't have to think about a thing.
Yeah, we
That's
also
Go on.
we
Sorry,
have a
sorry,
call
Jared.
with the
Yeah,
people and or before they book their trip, and we try and add in if they've got family that might be from Monaghan. We'll arrange a stop in a local town, go to a local pub. They want to go kiss the Blarney Stone. They want to Middleton tour distillery or do the perfect pint tour in Dublin. We put all that together into the trip, so it's not just a ready-made trip; it's a bespoke trip to each of our customers.
yeah. I mean, one of the things I've seen, and I'm probably jumping in ahead a little bit here, but
Mm.
is that a lot of times you've had this final farewell dinner, and it's at the Guinness Storehouse. It's quite an iconic place to do it. Again, tell me how that's received, because that must just be like the capping moment of this amazing trip that people have had.
Oh well, listen, it speaks for itself, and it wouldn't be just a Guinness Storehouse as well for some of these guys. That's obviously top of the request, but where we come in is Jared and I have plenty of experience in this. To be fair, is finding the nicest pint of Guinness around Dublin City for them. Guinness Storehouse is great, but
Yeah.
let's take it to where the locals go. We have a lovely pint, a nice atmosphere, and Jared mentioned the perfect pint tour. Those lads are fantastic. What a great service they provide. They'll take you around Dublin. They'll talk about a bit of history for you, and they'll take you to the best pubs to have a Guinness. They'll teach you how to pour a pint of Guinness, and you'll be in a nice local Irish pub having a great time. And that they're the small things that are remembered in their trips.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? You've got the golf, of course, and the golf is magnificent. We can't understate that. But yeah, those little things. Yeah, I mean, I love that. I absolutely love it. This is great. So, I mean, let's talk a little bit about you two. Talk about your golf. So, Josh, what's your golfing background?
I'm currently a member of the PGA in Ireland. It's not. I won't go too much into my past as playing golf because there's not a whole lot of it. I didn't have much of an amateur career. It was I initially circumstantial at the time. I joined the PGA to get into a job that I might like, and I joined the PGA just solely to be a golf instructor, and that sort of led us to here now. And I've been doing that for 10 years as well. I wouldn't change it for the world. The people you meet, it's brought me to, I've good friends in America. I'll be friendly with Martin Chuck and Tour Striker, who's a great guy. I go over to him once a year when I can, and I spend time in his golf schools. It's led me to my role in the school in Ireland to teach golf to plenty of great juniors. That's the network of that alone sort of led to the reason of setting up the golf tourism business, because I was back and forth to America twice a year as it was, and just kept getting asked, we'd love to go play golf in Ireland, and it was like this. We have to do something with this, so that led us to this.
Amazing,
He's told
amazing.
golf skills. He's amazing at golf. People love to watch him play, and sometimes when he gets out with a group, that's the memory of the trip.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's
am.
amazing, isn't it?
I wouldn't be as good as golf. I am new to golf, even though I've been doing it 5 years. I have 3 kids, so I just don't have time to get out. Another reason for setting up the company was for Josh to get me out to play some golf. So I'm like a low 20s handicap. I played some lovely courses, far too good for me, but I find like it's just so much fun and getting out and to play I've been playing Mauritius last year. I played Ryder Cup venue in Cameral. He had me out in Turnberry last July, 30-degree heat. Beautiful,
Amazing.
wasn't up to my level, but as in I wasn't up to its level, but I still have some amazing photos from it. And probably I started at the top, so it's downhill from here for me.
I love it. Jared, me and you are the same, right?
But
Chris,
then when I listen to the
he's
podcast,
my partner in
the stuff
crime.
you meet,
He's like
yeah,
Josh. Yeah,
yeah.
we're just like hanging on, aren't we? We're just like, oh, just yeah.
So we'll have to do a competition.
I'm going
We,
to stop you right there. Okay, we played a pro-am together, and in Rathfarnham in Ireland here, and Jared started par birdie, and I started par bogey. He was 2 shots ahead of me after 2 holes. Now he didn't show up for the rest of the
Yeah, the
round.
wheels came off
Uh,
then.
we were he hits his approach shot to the first hole to 8 feet, misses the birdie putt, and then hits an approach shot to the par three second hole to 20 feet and holds the birdie putt. I'm like, what? The man hasn't played golf.
yeah,
Probably couldn't repeat it. Right.
for 2 holes, that was the greatest round in the world. I love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it was
I
brilliant.
was crashing out and
Jared, I'd be dining out on that for years and years now. So me and you are kindred spirits. Kindred spirits.
He
I
is,
love
by the
it.
way, he is dining out on that, by the way.
100%. I was telling everyone in the States.
Oh, I love it. So, right, okay. Well, let's get to why we ended up speaking. So, we have a difficulty getting to play courses in Ireland, which I have to admit, when we first started doing this, I didn't think that would be the case. There's a couple of reasons for that. Chris's family's all from Ireland, so he was just like, yeah, it's easy. People are dead friendly. Like, it'll be fine. We'll get on. No problem. Also, I had underestimated how much it actually costs to play golf in Ireland. So it's not just a case of, oh yeah, we'll just book, which we've proven with the Royal County Down tee booking system. That's difficult. But yeah, suddenly you're looking at the thick end of a €500 green fee that you need to sort of pay in advance. So that's why we ended up chatting, and we've put together a bit of a trip. There's 5 courses on that. So I thought before we kind of give everyone a bit of a flavour as to what the trip's going to look like, and spoiler alert, it's a trip you can get involved in. So, that's all quite good. So I'm going to chuck out the names of these 5 courses. Now, Josh, you've obviously played these. So be honest, but don't be brutally honest. Don't put anybody off from how these courses are. But I mean, I have been poring over these golf courses, and I have to say, I'm a visuals person, right? As soon as I get onto a tee, if I can this is a stunning view, that just does it for me every time. I don't know how you're going to separate these courses out, because I'm going to ask you for like a one-line review from all of these, but they all look amazing, like absolutely amazing. So, number one, how lucky are you to have these courses on your doorstep? Number two, let's go into it. So, we'll start with, it's ranked 15 on our list, so it's right up there, and that is Portmarnock. Tell us about that.
Yeah, like Portmarnock, speaks for itself. It's one of the top of the list for when we have clients that are want to come in. They mention Portmarnock, and sort of, you know, the secret of, well, the worst kept secret of it's going to host an Open Championship venue in a couple of years sort of helps the case for that.
Interesting. Right. Okay.
Local councillors were trying to figure out how to get a road into the golf course, but I suppose Portmarnock is steeped in history. It's the golf club in Ireland. It doesn't need any introduction. Irish Open, some of the best there have won. It's for years it was just the go-to place, and it just gets better and better. It's the one place you could walk into at any time of the year, and the condition would be immaculate in Ireland. How they do it, I don't know. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's up there. To be honest, it's up there one of the best in Ireland. Now, it's it's hard to separate. You put me under here, like it's Portmarnock
Oh,
is
I
the
know. Well, yeah, I
you
can't
know
let you not have any pressure here, Josh. Come on, you've got to you've got to stick your neck on the line here a little bit.
like it's absolutely incredible. The greens are always spectacular. And I suppose the one tip you're saying is, if you're coming over here to play, everybody wants to feel like they can play off the back tees or the best tees. Play off your appropriate tees, yeah, and enjoy the golf course. If you hit the ball well, you'll be rewarded. Some of the best holes are there. The par three sort of 13th is spectacular. There's coming up the 18th towards the clubhouse. What a great golf hole that is! I could talk about Portmarnock all day.
Well, do you know? I have to say, you said something there in the middle that kind of does resonate with me, and that is picking the appropriate tee to play from. So, we've been blessed so far. We played 18 of the best golf courses in the United Kingdom, kind of thing, and there are a couple of places where we played from slightly more forward tees than we would normally have chosen to play, and that's been on the recommendation of the starter. He just said, what do you normally, what's your handicap? What do you normally play off? So, um, I have to say, every time they've put us off a forward tee, we've had a much more fun round. We really have, because you're playing a great golf course, and suddenly you're like, oh, I've got a chance at a birdie here, or I've got a chance at par, or whatever, and it really does change your experience. I get being wanting to be beaten up by a golf course and be right at the back and play off the tips and all that kind of thing, but yeah, for me, picking an appropriate one. What was it Bryson said? Play off the red tees and try and score. I'm all for that. It's great.
Pádraig Harrington, the first time I met Pádraig Harrington when I was somewhat trying to play competitive golf, the best thing he said to me was when he was starting and playing terms, he played off the forward tee boxes and got comfortable making a lot of birdies. First time I did it, I didn't make a lot of birdies, so that was an eye opener for me. You
Yeah,
can enjoy the
it
golf
doesn't
course.
always work. Yeah, absolutely.
I felt even worse when I went back in.
I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, right. Well, okay, Portmarnock. Right, I think we all expected what you were going to say there, Josh. But how about the island?
So the island is, I have a real soft spot for the island. It is like Portmarnock is the place, but the island is actually up there in my top five in Ireland. Just for one simple, yeah, for one simple fact is when you walk onto the tee box, especially the last time I played it, the first tee in the island, you're looking down the fairway. There's big dunes on the left and the right hand side. The sun was coming in. I was like, this is absolutely spectacular. And again, whatever this is the spoiler, some of my favorite holes you'll play are in the island. Some absolutely spectacular places. A nice story behind it. It was actually an island. You had to get a boat to it from Malahide. It's just a real cool place to go and play.
Amazing. I love that. Oh, so hang on a minute. So you don't have to get a boat now. Oh,
No,
gutted.
you're grand.
No, I have not got sea legs, so yeah, that's fine. That's all good for me. Then we've got the Jameson Links. So tell us a little bit about that, because that might not be. It's not on our list, but it's part of the tour that we're going to do. And
Well,
that
the
is
best
because
thing, the best
we're going to stay there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? But the hotel is on site with the golf course. And well, firstly, before you go into the golf course, the hotel is actually you're within Baltray. You're within sort of 30 minutes of golf courses and Dublin City. Like it's a perfect location, and the hospitality there is fantastic. But the golf course itself, the best thing they did, in my opinion, is they changed the name. It used to be Portmarnock Golf Links, Portmarnock Hotel and Golf Links, with
Right.
Portmarnock Golf Club down the road. So it was just seen as an add-on to Portmarnock, but changing it to Jameson Links, connecting it with the Jameson family was a really good idea because they're from there, they built it there, and the new renovations they did on the golf course are brilliant. They've made it a lot more fair. There's some cool par trees where you can now see the sea. Great dunes, great undulations. I've been beaten up there plenty of times. There used to be the Tuesday Winter Series on during, and winters in Ireland can be harsh. The place held up great for conditions, but I always remember the third and fourth hole used to turn into the wind, and it's a winter series for pros, and you were off the back tees. The par, I know, yeah. The fourth and fifth hole. The fourth hole was must have been 600 yards into the wind. It was, and then you turn onto the next hole was like a 490 par four into the wind, and by the time you turned around, you're like, Jesus Christ, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I
Halfway
mean
house is
that
done.
just. Oh, Jared, what did you just say then? Halfway house? Yeah, that's it. I'm winning. I'm winning with that.
It's got one of the best halfway houses in the country. It's like a Jameson
Jameson teamed,
whiskey
yeah,
bar.
yeah,
Right.
absolutely, yeah.
That's it. Tour finishes there. We're done. We're stopping.
It is, yeah, cool. It's really cool, and it's actually they've located it well because you can get it at like 2 or 3 points as you play. It's not just stuck on the sort of 10 tee, so you actually hit it 2 or 3 times. So you have a great time around there.
Well, if you did, then you probably don't remember it, right? So it's fine. It's good. Good way to do it. It's a good way to do it. And then we've got Royal Dublin. So Royal Dublin actually follow us on Instagram. So big
It
thumbs
is.
up to them guys. But yeah, tell us about Royal Dublin.
It's brilliant, and they're actually great with the PGA. There's a more on Cup is there every year. It's a really cool course. 9 holes out, 9 holes back, and when I mean 9 holes out, 9 holes back, you go straight out for 9 holes, and then you turn around for 9 holes. It's
Oh,
it's
right. Okay.
Yeah, it's unique in that way. So if you're downwind the front nine, you're feeling good, you're going to turn around straight back into into the wind, and it's such a cool course. Again, steeped in history. The novelty of that going out and back is really cool. And then when you come into 18, it's such a great finishing hole. You're hitting towards the clubhouse. It's sort of a strange angle of a tee shot, and then you hit sort of over and out of bounds towards the clubhouse. It's a really great golf hole and a really enjoyable golf course as well. You'll be welcomed there, and you'll have a lovely experience.
Wonderful. And then it's by no means least here at all, but the last one on the trip is going to be County Louth. So how does that compare to the four previous courses?
It's probably one of the most spoken golf courses of our trips when guys play them. They couldn't speak more highly of it. They go in, I don't know, their expectations are not as high as they should be, and they always leave, having a great time. Firstly, the hospitality in the clubhouse. There's members, there's local members there. You feel welcome. You have a conversation with the members. Open Championship qualifying is there, or the first qualifier. Obviously, the East of Ireland's there, and Shane Lowry won the Irish Open there 2009. So as an amateur, it's just such a great place to go. The golf course is unbelievable. I'll always remember the 18th hole, Larry hitting. Now we won't talk about missing the putt, but he hit a
Yeah.
wedge into it a couple of feet, got into a playoff and went on and won. So every time you go there, you'll have a great time. Some great golf holes. And no, I'll die in the sword. I haven't found anybody who does not like playing County Louth.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. I'm going to bring Jared in just really quickly here because this is obviously coming from somebody who's good at golf. Jared, me and you are the same, right? We're not we're potentially not very good at golf. Go on. Where have you played there on that list? And
Well, early in my golf career, Josh brought me to Jameson Links,
yep,
and it was a rainy, windy, foggy day, and I nearly started and gave up golf in the same day. I might have picked up 4 times, and he parred the course.
amazing. It's one of those days where you're just like, what is it about this game that people love? I don't get it.
Out to sea, the wind brings it back in. It was crazy.
Wow. I mean, I think that in itself is, that's the bit of the experience that I think, you can talk about all the majesty of the course and all that kind of stuff, but even experiencing that, and you've seen it all, you've seen the memes on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, yeah, actually, I'm doing it now. I think that's the bit that holds the allure, I suppose.
I needed the halfway house a few times in that trip.
Yeah, just carrying a bottle of Jameson's around with you. That's fine. Now, Josh, you're allowed to pick one hole from all of those 5 magnificent golf courses where you want one of our listeners to be stood on and they're going to go, oh my goodness, golf in Ireland is just, I need to come back. Well, which hole is it going to be?
It's like
Sophie's choice.
It's gone quiet.
no, it's such a difficult one. But personally, for me, it's like you could
Are,
the
are, are you,
14th in the
are you talking par
14th in the
3? Is it a par 3 for you? Where's that? Sorry.
no, the 14th in the island has to be. Like there's so many you could pick. There's great holes, and I love the first hole in Portmarnock. By the way, the tee shot there. I love the first hole in the island. Such a great tee shot. Is it the 12th or 13th in Baltray? It's a short par 4. I love playing the 18th in Baltray just because you're coming up towards, just memories. That was some of my early memories playing golf, was watching Larry winning that. But the 14th in the island for me, it's such a, as I talked about with the boat coming in, that's the closest part to where that boat used to land, where the old clubhouse was, is the 14th now. And
Amazing.
but when I talk about it's the narrowest fairway you're ever going to hit towards, it's not an exaggeration. This fairway, when you're standing on that tee box, looks 10 yards wide, even less. And to the left is loaded. To the left is all the sand dunes, and to the right is water. Just the sea. So, and you probably don't have to hit a driver, but it's just such a, you stand on this hole thinking there's actually nowhere to hit this golf shot, and it's just brilliant. Just a real cool experience.
Do you know? Yeah, I used to be very, I used to be like, oh no, come on, play safe and all that kind of thing. But do you know what? You're gonna do it once. Live a little. Just play the game. Give it a go. Get another ball out. It's fine. It's fine.
They'll leave the boat there for you to go get your golf balls back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we do a great feature on our podcast. I've got logo balls. So if there's a link on there, you can win a sleeve of golf balls. So if I do spray one, it's deliberate. I'm just trying to help people
Mark
to
me.
win a sleeve of golf balls. That's what it is. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, look, what a wonderful itinerary you've put together for us, and let's talk about why Jared called me in the first place. And Jared called me to say, we've had a look at your Irish itineraries and we think we can put this together for you, which, when you come from a place of real frustration of like, how we're going to get on, like, where we're going to stay, how we're going to get to places, all that kind of thing. For somebody to contact you and say, we can get you on, like we can do this. And I hasten to add here, by the way, we're doing this in October. We're doing it, so it's the 4th to the 10th of October. And I suppose the big reveal is that you guys out there in listener and viewer land and whatever, you can come and join us. So we have reserved 16 spaces, of which one belongs to me, one belongs to Chris. There's 14 places up for grabs, which that's not many, is it? But Jared has had to call in a lot of favors to get us on some tee times that this year you cannot get now. They're all fully booked. Like you just can't get on and play in October in Ireland, which in itself is, I'm like pinching myself. I'm like, this is incredible that this is going to happen. On top of that, the whole itinerary is just organised for us. You know, you've just gone like, these are the dates we can get you in. Come over. You mentioned the driver before. He's going to pick you up. He's going to take you everywhere. He's going to be your guide and your eyes and ears in, on the land. We don't have to worry about it. We can just go and play golf, pretend we're pros, and just rock backwards and forwards from the hotel, which is at the Portmarnock Resort, which is incredible in itself, right? I mean, how good is that of a trip? How good is that of a trip? So that is basically what the guys are going to do for us. Now, you've obviously had people over and they've done these sorts of trips and things like that before. Let us live a little in their shoes and imagine what it was like. What are the kind of comments that you're getting from people?
Listen, they're all blown away. Hospitality is a big one in Ireland. You go to the right spots, you're gonna have a great time. You're welcomed in. No one has a bad word to say about Irish people on our trips in particular. You haven't had
Not at all. If you check out our TripAdvisor reviews, a lot of the early ones were from nearly that exact trip.
Oh, was
was a
it? All
Dublin
right.
based.
Okay.
I'll send them on to you after the fact. You can share them on. But yeah, that was one that trip actually spurred on. That was 20 June last year, and 3 of them are coming back this year to do other trips, and 2 have booked for next year. One soon to Ryder Cup with us next September. So that one trip of 8 people it's turned into 7 trips already.
Amazing.
So
I mean, let's not gloss over this. So next year, which is 20, we're just in 26, but 27 next year, it's Ryder Cup year. That's a big one for you guys. Tell me a little bit about how much of a logistical nightmare that is at the minute.
Yeah, it's all of it. It's, and with Port Rush having the Open last year, and Royal County Down being consistently ranked up at the top courses in the world, it's just demand is just so high. Golf in Ireland is it's so easy to get to Ireland now. No one used to know how to get here. Like we got home from Boston in 5.5 hours there the other day. It's easy to get here. It's easy to put together a good trip in good locations. And yeah, it was a bit of a logistical nightmare, but we were prepared. We had our bookings, our names on bookings, so we were ready to go when the tee times became live, and we got all we needed for our clients. So it was just preparation, and then we're ready to go for next year.
I mean, what I love about this is that, generally speaking, I'm the guy that does the organising, right? So Chris just kind of, I have to tell him how the bookings came about and what's happened. So there's a lovely dynamic for Chris. It's great. He just like turns up and he's got to play golf, and I do all the sorting. But for once, I've just kind of gone, Jared, just sorts out.
When I reached out to you, our initial plan was let's plan 2027, 2028, because this is top 110 years, not 10 months. And you suggested maybe could we do something this year? And I thought I was going to be ringing Josh, and he's going to go, not a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to let him down. Sorry.
The team pulled it out of the bag because some of those tee times are no to anyone else. And we got, as I said, we got the last 16 and 2 of those. 2027 would still not be hard enough. 2028 easy. So we're talking to a lot of people about 2028 now. You want Royal County Down, put their name down, and in March we'll be booking 2028 for you. But yeah, team pulls it together and then goes well. We'll probably look at one of your other trips for 2027 and get again into 2028.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't need to do anything else. I just, call my guys, like
Yeah,
Josh,
and in
Jared,
advance.
sorts out.
Get on your plane,
Yeah.
land in Dublin Airport. We've got you from there. And as I said, drivers are fantastic. We're going to be there waiting for you. We're going to, whatever you want to do, whatever you guys want to do, with our recommendation, will all be lined up. You can enjoy this trip. You don't have to worry about anything.
I mean, how good is that? It's just amazing. So, we're going to pop a link in our descriptions that you can learn about the trip and sign up and register and get some more information, whatever you like to do. You can DM us on Instagram, you can DM us on TikTok, YouTube, wherever you like. Because I suppose the key thing for us was once we'd figured out with you guys that we can do this trip, and when we'd had that whole chat and discussion about how difficult it is to actually get to play golf in Ireland. And I really don't feel I'm overstating that. The more people that I've spoken to who are trying to play top 100 courses or just generally who just like, I want to sort out a trip, it's been so hard for them to coordinate all the various different courses and do it in a snapshot of time. And I think the second that became apparent and then this opportunity came up for us, we were like, it has to happen where we can offer people a chance to come and play with us. So listen, and everybody listening will know, I am not very good at golf. So if you want to feel good about your game, come and play with me. And just, kind of, we're there for the banter, really, I think, rather than anything else. But we will make sure that you have a good time. But, Jared, if somebody was really right now just going, oh, yeah, it sounds all right, but is this kind of the trip for me? What is going to make them go, actually, apart from our bubbly personalities and our magnetic charisma that we've got, what's going to make them want to come?
For many, it'll be a once in a lifetime experience. But even if you have people like just not everyone's great at golf, but everyone can have one great hole or one great shot and bring home some memory of like forever to tell their kids about that they're in Ireland playing golf, playing at the sea, drinking some Guinness or Jameson if you want, or Irish coffee, and yeah, they'll get the hook and want to do it again.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It does feel like it's a once in a lifetime. Well, it shouldn't be for us because we've got to do 22 courses in Ireland, so it shouldn't be a once in a lifetime experience for us. But, certainly there is that whole, you might not get a chance to do this ever again, really. But, I've got one final proper question before we ramble a little bit more. But so Josh, I'm 17.3 handicap. Okay. I play golf for the odd shot that goes really, really well as I planned. And I actually turn around to Chris and go, that actually went exactly how I planned it to go. I didn't tell you what it was, but that's how I planned it to go. What should I expect from a week's golfing in Ireland?
Oof. um, you'll learn a lot about your golf. Firstly,
I love that.
you,
Positive, be positive.
you will, yeah, you'll learn a lot. You will see how different you can play the game. You don't always have to hit something high and soft. You don't always have to hit the perfect golf shot. But if you prepare well, you pick the right shot. You can do okay. It's not about the perfect shot. Links golf is just certainly not about the perfect shot. It's about better strategy more than anything. Pick where you want the ball to land. Try leave yourself a club you want in, and you'll limit the damage, and you'll realize that golf is played a far different way than the generic parkland golf courses. That you can run them up the green. You don't have to land them past the pin and spin them back. You can chip and run it up the green. That's no problem at all. And you'll learn that there's different elements of this game, and you'll have a great time doing it. That's the more important thing. You're going to be walking on golf courses where the best in the world have played and spoke so highly of. Everybody loves playing links golf when they're over here. Justin Thomas, Jordan Speed playing links golf, having pints of Guinness after the Open a couple of years ago. Guys like doing it. It's a great experience. The caddies look after you. They tell you stories about the history and culture of the golf courses. You'll learn so much about your game, but you'll also have a great time doing it.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I'm there. I'm there already. Like, what is it? There's still another 6, 7 months to go, but it just there is something magical. I think the 22 golf courses on our list currently. Um, so there's a big chunk of the courses that we're going to be playing, and everybody you talk to, they go over to Ireland and they just say it's just a thing you have to do. Like it's on your bucket list. It's something you're going to look back on and you'll be like, I'm glad as a golfer I did that. And I have to say, the way you guys have explained it and sort of told us about it, and God, it filled me with so much expectation. And now if it disappoints, I'm coming for you. Is basically what I'm going to say. So but it won't. That's the thing. I already know it's not going to disappoint because I'm listening to you, Josh, saying, "Oh God, there's so many holes from the island even that I would pick as my favorite hole." That for me is, that's better than any brochure.
Do you know what? I can't sell it. Like I think the best thing we can say is, when we meet people, like even on the show there last weekend. Granted, we're there as our company, but that everyone starts with, "Oh, I played golf in Ireland, had a great time." Like that just comes up so many. No one says, "I played golf in Ireland. No, it's terrible. I'm never going back." It just doesn't happen. Everybody has a great time when they come here. You see what golf. You see how golf was played, and you try and adapt to play like that. And you'll hit good and bad shots while doing it. You'll see, oh my God, that ball ran 70 yards. How did that happen? Balls don't run 70 yards when I'm at home. And you'll get a bit of wind. You'll have a pint of Guinness. Everything will be brilliant, and no one regrets coming over to play golf in Ireland.
I think there's probably another thing that we probably have glossed over a little bit in that well, maybe haven't, but we said there's 16 spaces, of which there are 14 for people to come and join us. But you become a bit of a band of brothers, don't you? It's 16 of you against the course, against the elements, against the challenge that you're facing, and you're going to talk about it. You're going to finish. You're going to be in the clubhouse afterwards, and it's like, oh, what did you do on 8? All that kind of thing, and that kind of camaraderie is wonderful. And we've not. I must admit, we've not experienced that yet because we've generally kind of been playing just a 2-ball, or we've gone and played with a member or a friend or whatever. And I have to say, I'm excited by that. I'm really excited by the prospects of just sharing that experience with people. So, we're hoping, and we've got it open. Again, all the links are available. Head in, drop us a message, find out a little bit more about this trip. We would love to be your guides around golf in Ireland, and let's make this a trip that is just unforgettable. I think that's the main thing we want to do.
On the point that you said there, and it was, I go on golf trips like I suppose for want of a better word, as a civilian, just to go and play golf all the time. As I said, I was in Spain last week or 2 weeks ago playing some of the courses down there. The golf trips are the best thing you can do. You're with the lads having a good time. Playing golf, banter is everywhere. Hit a bad shot, we're laughing about it. You're playing, competitively for, you might be playing for a 10 or a 5 or whatever it may be, but everyone's just having a great time. You're sitting down at the halfway hut talking about how great those few holes were, or you're talking about afterwards, geez, I'd love to play that course again. Everything is just good spirits. And then you get to go back to the hotel. You might do a bit of dinner together, and then you get to think about the next great course you're going to play the next day. And it just the end. It doesn't end. You're just having a good time all the time. You're excited all the time.
Well, there's that, isn't it? You forget that you play a great course, and then you go, actually, do you know what? I've got another 4 of these to go, or another 3 of these to go, or 2 of these to go, and it's just, yeah. I mean, thank you for sorting the trip out for us, and let's look forward excitedly to October. So that's 4th to the 10th of October, guys. Please check out the link, and yeah, drop us a message. Just chat with us about what you think is involved or what you'd want to know about it. I will try my best to answer it. There might be times when I need to defer to Josh. I think his knowledge and expertise, but yeah, absolutely wonderful. So excited about this trip, and to do it with 2 guys who can guide us so well through the landscape and tell us about it. And I mean, that's only 5 out of 22 courses, so we've still got much more to go. I mean, it's just gonna. I think we'll be rebooking straight away, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, it always happens. Repeat custom. It's bigger and bigger. As Jared said, that one trip has sprung into 7 or 8 different trips off that. So golf here is fantastic. You're gonna have a great time over here.
So that was Jared and Josh, two absolute lifesavers. They are organising this amazing trip to Ireland for us. And the fact that they can open this up to listeners of ours to join us on the journey and, get into Ireland at a time and a year that's particularly inaccessible at the minute. Most tee times have already gone. It's incredible. So, look, I appreciate it might not be for absolutely anybody and it might not be for everybody. But if there is anybody out there that wants to take advantage of this opportunity, like I said, we've put all the links in the descriptions. Just head there and give it a look. And if it is something that you fancy doing, drop us a message. We'll explain a little bit more about it. We're so excited about it. We are just, champing at the bit. It's 6-7 months away. It can't come soon enough. Check it out. Check out the description. And next time, we will tell you about our first round of 2026, which is at Hillside Golf Club.